Your most expensive gardening mistake isn't in the soil, it's in the trash. Most people buy fertilizer while their best fertilizer is rotting in the garbage. Coffee grounds, grass clippings, nettles, kitchen scraps, weeds, old leaves, moldy bread, chicken manure, cow manure, horse manure, fish waste, slaughterhouse waste. To them, it's waste. To your garden, it's food. And the crazy part is, you don't need a product, a special fertilizer, or a perfect mix. Just a bucket, water, and things you already have anyway. The kind of things you've been stepping over, trimming off, and bagging up every single week. But if it's that simple, why does almost nobody do it? Why are garden centers full of fertilizer every spring, while behind almost every house there's enough material to feed the soil for free? Maybe because you can't sell a subscription for a bucket full of weeds. The answer begins with an old blue barrel behind a shed. The garden belonged to a man named Paul. His soil was bad, pale, dry, hard, the kind of soil where plants don't grow, they fight. Paul had inherited that garden. No money for fertilizer, no plan. Just this barrel his father had never explained. So he started experimenting with it, not out of conviction, out of necessity. His neighbors bought fertilizer every year, bag after bag, bottle after bottle. Paul didn't. The neighbors thought he was cheap, then they thought he was crazy, and later they asked him what fertilizer he had bought. Paul had only that barrel, and a method he called the return brew. When he opened the lid for me, I didn't understand what I was looking at. It stank, not a little. It smelled like swamp, compost, and something you'd rather not investigate too closely. In the brown liquid floated nettles, grass clippings, coffee grounds, kitchen scraps, and weeds. I asked him, "You really pour that on your plants?" He said, "Not on the plants, on the soil." And that sentence changes everything. Because Paul had understood something many people have forgotten. Plants don't need pretty packaging, they need minerals. Everything that grows pulls nutrients out of the soil. Nettles do it, grass does it, weeds do it, vegetables do it. When you throw those plant scraps away, you remove fertility. When you let them rot and return them, you close the loop. That's exactly what a forest floor does, without anyone spreading fertilizer. Leaves fall, plants die, microorganisms break everything down, nutrients return. The forest lives by returning. The modern garden often lives by removing. We mow and throw away. We weed and throw away. We prune and throw away. Then we buy fertilizer to replace what we removed ourselves. Isn't that absurd? Paul said, "My garden isn't hungry because it lacks fertilizer. It's hungry because nobody gives anything back to it." And this is where the mistake begins. The one that makes your soil poorer every year. You see weeds and think, problem. Paul saw weeds and thought, fertilizer. A weed isn't a useless thing. It's a mineral collector. It grows where other plants struggle. It roots deep. It pulls nutrients up. When you let it rot in water, those nutrients end up in a liquid you can give back to the soil. Nature has been running this cycle for millions of years, long before anyone packaged it in a plastic bottle. That's not magic. That's a cycle. That's the return brew. Now I'll show you how Paul does it. A barrel, or a bucket if you want to start small, half filled with green material, nettles, grass clippings, weeds without mature seeds, vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, a little soil from a healthy bed. Then add water until everything is covered. Put the lid on, wait. After a few days, it starts to ferment. After 1 to 2 weeks, the brew is dark, strong, and ready. There's no magic happening in the barrel. Microorganisms break down plant cells. Minerals dissolve into the water. Scraps become liquid food. And because it's liquid, it reaches the roots faster than material that has to rot for months first. But here comes the part where many people make a mistake, and it can actually damage your plants. You don't pour it on straight, you dilute it. Start with 1 part brew to 10 parts water. Then pour it directly at the roots, not over lettuce, not over fruit, not right before harvest. For tomatoes, pour it at the base. For corn, along the row. For squash, around the root zone. For young plants, make it especially weak. The dangerous part isn't the smell. The dangerous part is too much at once. Undiluted, it can burn what it's supposed to feed. So start weak, watch, and increase slowly. And then something happened that convinced me. Paul had 2 rows of corn, side by side, same soil, same planting date. One got only water. The other got the return brew. I expected a small difference. After 3 weeks, you could see it from the path. Even from the garden gate, it was obvious which row had been fed. One row, pale, thin, hesitant. The other, dark green, strong, upright, as if it had decided to get serious. Paul stood next to it and said nothing. He didn't have to, no magic, just nutrients that would have ended up in the trash as waste. And this is where something shifts in your head. You no longer see grass clippings as trash. You see stored sunlight. You no longer see nettles as a nuisance. You see minerals. You no longer see kitchen scraps as waste. You see soil food. Suddenly, your garden becomes its own fertilizer machine. But not everything belongs in the brew. No diseased plant material, no salty food scraps, no oil, no chemicals, no treated wood, no plants full of mature seeds. Keep it simple. Green material, water, lid, time. And don't forget the lid. Without a lid, you'll get mosquitoes. Then fertilizer becomes a problem. Put the barrel where it's allowed to work, not next to the patio. Because yes, it will stink. But your plants don't have noses. Many people look for the perfect solution in the garden, the perfect fertilizer, the perfect recipe. But Paul's garden showed something else. Fertility doesn't begin with buying, it begins with returning. If you remove everything every year, your soil gets poorer. If you return something every year, it becomes more alive. In the first year, the plants get greener. In the second year, the soil holds more moisture. In the third year, you realize you need less. And that feeling, needing less, is quietly one of the most powerful things a garden can teach you. A product sells you more supply. A cycle reduces your need. Tired soil? Buy fertilizer. Yellow leaves? Buy special fertilizer. Weak plants? Buy a booster. But what if your garden could already produce much of that itself? What if your problem isn't lack, but waste? If you want to try it today, and I mean today, not someday, take a bucket. Fill it halfway with nettles, grass clippings, or weeds, whatever you have right now. Add water. Put the lid on. In 1 week, you'll have your first return brew. Then, dilute it, pour it at the roots, and watch. Don't believe. See. Compare one plant with another. One with the brew, one without. After a few weeks, you'll know more than after 100 opinions. And maybe you'll stand in front of that stinking bucket and realize this isn't waste. This is the part of your garden you've been throwing away. The question isn't whether you can make free fertilizer. The question is, what are you still throwing away today that could feed your plants tomorrow? Do you have nettles right now? Then start today.